Hi everyone, and welcome to today's Daily Outlook. In today's Daily Outlook, I'm going to be discussing some of the major currency pairs alongside the DXY. So without further ado, let's dive straight in. As per usual, we're going to start analyzing the DXY. So what can we see for today and what can we expect? Well, we broke through this ascending trend line after making our third trend line touch up top over here. So what are we currently waiting for? Well, I want to see a nice retest of this level over here. So as we can see, we haven't done that yet. If we draw in our fib level, we can see that we just missed out on the 618 fib level. However, the negative confluence that I have with retracing back to that level and potentially seeing more downside is that if we look at the 4 hour and we draw on our fib over here, with this the begin leg, this the end of the leg, and then the retracement, we can see that we perfectly touched the 618 fib level and came back down into my reversal area. From there, we saw a strong morning star. So I wouldn't be surprised if the DXY were to see more upside. So how could we see more upside? Well, we have this descending structure line over here, which we would need to break. So if we break off that structure line, we can then draw in support and resistance, and we would say, okay, well, this is what we need to see for more upside. However, we are situated within a major daily demand zone, which will probably keep pressure on price and push it further down. So yeah, I'm not really a big fan of DXY at the moment, just a little bit too indecisive for me. I would have liked to see more impulsiveness back down towards the downside once we broke this trend line. However, yeah, it didn't occur. So if we look at the 1 hour time frame, we're currently just consolidating. So yeah, it's not really that interesting, the DXY for today. Yeah, we're going to need to wait for some impulsive price action before we can really say, okay, we're going to go up or we're going to go down. So yeah, currently just waiting for either a breakout of the trend line, retest of the level, more upside, or more impulsiveness back down towards the downside. And yeah, from there onwards, I'll be looking to break this major swing low over here. And after that, I'll really be looking for shorts, because once that swing low is broken, we can officially say that we are in a downtrend on the 4 hour and on the 1 hour. So with the DXY discussed, let's head over to AUDCAD. And AUDCAD is being very, very, very beautiful. Why? Well, as we can all see, we had our first, our second, our third, and then our potential fourth trendline touch. But what we can see is that on the fourth trendline touch, we broke structure. So how did this happen? Well, we had this major impulsive move, retested this major level over here, which just missed the 618 on the retracement, which I do kind of find really sad. However, if we dive down deeper into the lower time frame and we go back down towards the 1 hour, what can we then see? We can just adjust our fib level. We can see that this probably is going to be slippage within the market. We had a beautiful, beautiful demand zone over here, which got tapped to the pip. So yeah, this is probably just slippage within the market that we did not hit that 618 level. However, we did hit the demand zone, which would have been enough confirmation for me to execute the trade. Yeah, sadly, we did not have an entry, because it was, for me, it was at 12 in the morning. So yeah, no entry for me. I hope some people were able to take it. I talked about this setup in yesterday's morning outlook. However, yeah, this would have been the setup over here. You could have laid your order on the 0.5 fib and target the next area of major resistance up here. So with that said, I am expecting more upside on this pair. If we go back to the 4 hour time frame, we can really see how beautiful of an impulse we had with a nice correction and now some bullish momentum coming into the market after breaking out of structure. What do I want to see for today? Well, we really need to start breaking back up towards the upside, mainly due to the fact that we didn't really break this high over here. It was more of a fake out. The momentum is not as strong as I would have hoped, mainly due to the fact that once we break highs like this one over here, you really want to see at least 2 candles break the high. Otherwise, it could potentially just be a fake out, and then we can see price just move back down towards the downside. So yeah, wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen, mainly due to the fact that we haven't really broken that high over here, and we also had a major supply zone over here. So When would I take a long? Well, if we make a nice double bottom back down over here, get some bullish confirmation to then see the real upside occur. So if Aussie CAD discussed, let's head over to Aussie Yen. And Aussie Yen is just really choppy, to be honest. I'm not going to go too much in depth on this pair, mainly due to the fact that we're just sitting within this area of consolidation. As we can see, nothing really interesting. What do we need to see? Well, we need to see a nice breakout of this structure line, strong impulse towards the upside, retest of the major level, boom, more upside, or we need to see a break of this level, retest of the level, and then major downside. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for on Aussie Yen for today. And yeah, that's it, to be honest, on Aussie Yen. Not much, just in consolidation, just waiting for it to push down lower. All I want to say on this pair is that I find it really beautiful how we really took out liquidity above the highs over here. So yeah, with Aussie Yen discussed, let's head over to pound dollar. And pound dollar also really moved very beautiful after taking out all liquidity above the highs over here. As we can see, took out liquidity, started impulsing towards the downside. If we go back down to the lower time frame, to the 1 hour, you can really see that we had this beautiful head and shoulders pattern after seeing more downside. After that, we saw more downside. So what am I waiting for at the moment? Well, if we draw in our fib level, we could say, well, okay, what about taking a short after taking out liquidity above the high over here? What then could potentially happen is that we have this double top up here on this high, taking out liquidity, hitting the 618, and then moving towards the downside. That is a potential setup. However, yeah, the dollar isn't that interesting, or the pound dollar isn't that interesting, and the dollar in general isn't that interesting, of course. However, it would be nice retesting this trend line for a second time, like we did over here, taking out liquidity, hitting the 618, and moving more towards the downside. I'm not going to be looking for any longs at the moment, mainly due to the fact that, yeah, the higher time frame is just really bearish. So not a fan of any longs at the moment on pound dollar. So with pound dollar discussed, let's head over to our last pair, which is Kiwi dollar. And Kiwi dollar is, yeah, it's pretty clean, to be honest. We hit the 382 on the 4 hour and daily time frame. And we currently broke this structure line on the 1 hour. If we look at this, yeah, nice structure line break on the 1 hour. And we are currently moving back up to retest that potential structure line, maybe take out some liquidity up here before rolling over back towards the downside. Not a very big fan of this pair, mainly due to the fact that the impulse is pretty messy. So yeah, I would like to see 618 with a retest of this trend line over here. However, no real major levels whatsoever, which we can really anticipate on. What we can anticipate on is that there is liquidity above the high over here. So if we see a spike into that high, take liquidity, I would be happy to take a potential short. So yeah, not looking for any longs at the moment, mainly due to the fact that we broke the trend on the 1 hour. And we would really need to see nice impulse back above these highs over here. However, we would then have a breakout of the 4 hour trend line and the daily trend line. So not a big fan of it. So yeah, that was all for today, guys. Thank you all for watching once again. If you have any requests regarding any specific pairs that you would like me to analyze for you, please let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Thanks, guys.